Mr. Grandmaster, would you please do me a favor?
Of course, your piece is about the king, but you brought everybody into it.
Yeah, I mean,
reasons for that.
You know, I was thinking how to approach this piece, and the first idea was, how do I represent a king? How do I do this figure?
Exactly.
And you know, it was really bugging me, the idea of having it so simplified and
alone, if you will.
Yeah, and then I realized, well, you know, it's not really fair to paint the portrait of a king by himself, because that just kind of perpetrates the way kings have been captured in history historically. Like they paint their good side,
Right.
Them, you know, as a very high-held, respected figure, and we all know how things aren't really like that. And there's a hierarchy, and there's, you know, people underneath, and I wanted to capture that somehow in the piece, that the king isn't, you know, a perfect person.
Or a standalone guy either.
Yeah.
No, how can you be a king if
Right.
you don't have servants, if you don't have people to order around?
Yeah, so
you need the support staff.
yeah, they all got to exactly, exactly.
I was kind of raised in the early 70s, which was a wild time when you kind of think about it, because three social phenomena were really coming about. One was the eruption of Bruce Lee on the screen, like martial arts, man. That guy was just so cool, and suddenly it was kung fu and karate. Hip hop was coming out of nowhere, and this rap scenes that were happening in the 70s. And then there was Bobby Fischer and chess, and you know, I got caught up in the Bruce Lee as well as the Bobby Fischer. I didn't go into the hip hop, but I was really aware of these three forces.
Right.
For you, was it the 70s, 80s, 90s that really, where you felt you were blossoming and you were coming out?
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, 90s, a good time for graffiti and hip hop music. You know, hip hop music is still very dear to me. You know, I listen to it all the time. And like the same thing you said, you know, when I was in high school and I discovered graffiti, breakdancing, and hip hop and rap at the same time. Yeah, they did all go together to me at the time. You know, when I look back now, it's like, man, there was so much good hip hop during those like 4 or 5 years. I don't think it's ever
gonna repeat,
not,
right?
Yeah.
Chess players tend to look at themselves and they say, well, are you an attacker? Are you a defender? Are you a counterpuncher, a counterattacker? Are you a strategist? Are you a positional player? In other words, chess players kind of label themselves. They want to be known as a positional player, as a builder, you know, guy who just slowly, you know, Python-like strangles you. Do you have a label for yourself, for your art? Do you see yourself as an attacker?
No, you know, I think it has to do with, maybe at one point I did, because my mind came to this conventional thinking about painting through graffiti, and there's a pretty rigid set of like rules and expectations, and you got to do things a certain way, and that's what's considered good. You know, it's got to be clean and crisp and balanced and all this stuff. And yeah, so for a long time,
So there's
I
a
did that.
conventional graffiti, a classical graffiti school, if you will.
Definitely. But I think in more recent times, within the last, I'd say 4 years, you know, I kind of hit that tipping point where you know, it's like, man, I have to take all that apart, and I started going in reverse. And so when I paint graffiti, maybe I wouldn't outline something, or I would put a different color in one place that's nowhere else. You know, I had to like chisel it away piece by piece and take it apart until I ended up where I'm not doing letters at all.
Right.
And I just feel like for me to grow, I can't go by the labels like that. You know, I can't do that.
Well, one of the things that the chess players do is we're required by the rules of the game, in fact, to write a notated score sheet of each move of every game. So at the end of our game that we would play, we would have literally a written record. And it was really funny for me as a kid. I would play these chess tournaments and I'd have these games and I would what we call annotate them. That is to say, on reflection, maybe I didn't make a good move here, maybe I should have made a good move over there. As I was going through these different stages of chess mastery, I'd look back at myself and say, God, I was such an idiot. I mean, how could I have played that bad move? And there would be a lot of games I would love to wipe out of my memory, saying, you know, like, I can't believe I played badly.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you? Do you look back on your career, well, your career again, you know, and say to yourself, man, what was I thinking? Or you just accept that that's a part of the evolutionary process. You're gonna make mistakes to
I think
get good.
I reflect often. I look back at what I've done, like through photographs, because that's how it exists.
Right, exactly. That's your score sheet.
Yeah, but what I think is the good thing about that is that because graffiti is so temporary, you know, and a lot of effort goes into getting to a place and painting and getting out and getting a picture, and it all boils down to getting a photograph because it's not going to last forever. That made me more humble about it. You know, it's gonna be gone. Like, as much as I put into it and sweat it out, it's gonna be gone. So it's not the end of the world if I do something terrible. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly.
And I was just telling my friend the other day. I got to witness a friend of mine do his first graffiti piece yesterday, and when I did my first graffiti piece, I did not take a photograph of it because I thought it didn't come out that good. And I was like, well, I won't take a picture of this one. And that's the one I wished I had the picture of.
The one that got away.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's all. That's got to be very typical for chess players and artists. Like, I've lost some game score sheets where, you know, like maybe I was angry at the result or something, I like tossed it in the trash. You know, Then later I was thinking about the game and realized that my opponent really won a really beautiful game. It was really deserving. You know, like, damn it, I want that back, you know. That inspiration to come up with a great idea, a great combination, a great plan in chess, you've got to have that flexibility to see a move. And not just kind of instantly reject it, but simply kind of say to yourself, you know, that could work, you know, and then find a way to make it fit. Bring it in harmony.
That's exactly how I feel about graffiti. Like, I gotta switch it up. I gotta make it funky. I gotta not have this end goal already in my mind. I don't want to think like that anymore. That's not. I feel like it's kind of counterproductive to being creative. If I can already see the end, then it's already done.
Right.
I want to get lost. I want to be challenged. I want to figure things out and build things piece by piece and make something new. You know, I want to experience something new. So I can totally relate to that strategy.
Ruben, again, welcome to the world of chess, my man.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.